Reason you're here right now. It's not random. That pull you felt for weeks, maybe months, is real. It's the quiet signature of timeline convergence. And the fact you're watching means your comeback timeline is already active. Most people stay stuck between wanting change and living it. They pray for breakthroughs, but resist them the moment reality begins to shift. But you're different. Something has been quietly building within you. Every time you chose to keep going, every time you honored that inner call toward a bigger version of yourself, those weren't just choices. They were calibrations preparing your nervous system for what's unfolding. Timeline shifts don't arrive with fanfare. No alarms, no grand signs. They move through ordinary moments charged with meaning through the space between who you were and who you're becoming. Yes, it's uncomfortable. You're in metamorphosis. Neither here nor there, yet more powerful than you realize. Look back. Haven't things felt fundamentally different? Situations that once drained you now feel unbearable. People who got you now seem out of sync. This isn't collapse. It's clearance. Reality is making space for what's ready to rise. Your comeback won't look cinematic. No sudden miracles. Real transformation is slow, messy, and rewires everything you thought you knew, not to make you more successful, but more whole. And wholeness often feels like fragmentation. First, notice how you've been changing, speaking truths you once buried, walking away from old cycles, setting boundaries that feel strange but necessary. That's not coincidence. Your comeback timeline is activating, not in the future, but now, in the dark where you can't see the full picture but move anyway. Because staying still hurts more. Others will notice your shift before you do. Some will honor it. Others will resist because your growth mirrors their stagnation. But their discomfort isn't yours to carry. You've moved beyond shrinking for their comfort. You're learning to love from fullness, not lack. To care without caring. To give without losing yourself. The energy you once wasted managing reactions is now yours. The mental space once filled with "am I enough" is open for vision, creativity, possibility. That's where acceleration begins. When you stop scattering your focus and start broadcasting a clear signal. Synchronicities appear not because you've earned them, but because you're finally receptive. This isn't about building a new you. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you to dim your light. The old you would have apologized for changing. The new you knows your responsibility isn't to make your evolution digestible. It's to honor what's rising through you, something vaster than fame. Its presence influence the quiet permission you give others just by being unapologetically yourself. Your comeback makes you a catalyst. Not because you try to change anyone, but because transformation spreads in the presence of someone who stopped performing. Your authenticity gives others space to drop their masks. Your peace with uncertainty helps them release control. Your willingness to stand alone inspires them to stop begging for validation. That's why this feels lonely. You're not just evolving, you're dismantling an entire ecosystem built around your former self. Some relationships will grow with you. Others will fade because they only ever connected to the version you've outgrown. And that's alignment, not loss. This timeline is activating now because you've finally built the inner strength to hold it, forged through every time you rose when staying down was easier. Soon you'll see how much power you've been leaking into fear, others' opinions, uncontrollable circumstances. Reclaiming it won't always feel good. It means facing truths you've avoided, mourning lost time, realizing how much you've lived on autopilot. But on the other side, a self who doesn't just survive, but transmutes pain into wisdom and radiates life wherever they go. That exhaustion, it's not burnout, it's metamorphosis. Your nervous system is upgrading to carry a higher frequency. And that fatigue is already shifting into a quiet, steady energy. Not from motivation, but from alignment, from moving with your soul's rhythm. And your comeback isn't just personal, it's ancestral. Every cycle you break, every wound you heal, ripples through your lineage and legacy. That's why resistance has been so fierce. The old patterns know once you fully embody this new self, there's no return. Here's the quantum truth. You're not creating your comeback. You're selecting it. In the quantum field, every version of your life already exists. You're not building from scratch. You're tuning into a frequency that's been broadcasting all along. Every aligned choice, every boundary, every truth, every release is you collapsing possibility into reality. But the signal must be coherent, not perfect, but aligned. If your mind says abundance while your emotions scream scarcity, the field gets mixed messages. Affirmations fail without embodiment. Your comeback awakens only when thought, feeling, and action point in the same direction. Your fear isn't your enemy. It's an old protector running outdated software. You don't fight it. You invite it into the present. You're not wearing with yourself. You're upgrading your entire operating system. And that's why you're tired. You're not just changing habits. You're renegotiating contracts with every part of your being. Reality isn't happening to you. It's flowing through you. You're not a passive receiver. You're a co-creator. In the quantum field, your inner state broadcasts first and circumstances organize to match. Your consciousness collapses the wave, function of infinite possibilities into your lived experience every moment. Your comeback begins when you shift from unconscious to conscious creation, from reacting to deliberately selecting your timeline. But true creation isn't control. Control comes from fear. Creation flows from alignment. Hold the vision. Release the form. Trust the field to deliver in unexpected ways. The paradox. Care deeply, but don't cling. Be committed, but stay flexible. That's coherence. Clear intention without desperation. You don't need to wait for the world to reflect your growth. Embody the frequency now before the evidence appears. Waiting broadcasts lack. Being broadcasts wholeness. Most give up too soon. They shift energy, see no change, and revert. But timeline shifts run on coherence, not clock time. The steadier your signal, the faster reality mirrors it. This isn't passive waiting. It's active trust. Perfection isn't required, only direction. Choose alignment, even with fear present. Progress isn't linear. It's a rhythm of return. 2 steps forward, 1 back, but always toward greater coherence. As you do, something shifts. You stop needing external validation. You stop outsourcing your power. You become the source, not the echo. That's sovereignty. Even struggle transforms. It's not proof of effort. It's a sign of resistance. On your path, challenges don't vanish. They become redirections. Action becomes effortless because it's aligned, not forced. You move with the field, not against it. You're not alone. You're a node in a planetary awakening. Every person who steps into their comeback strengthens the whole like tuning forks. When one vibrates clearly, others resonate. Your coherence ripples outward, shifting relationships, opening doors, multiplying synchronicities without a word. But with that comes responsibility. Your frequency affects everyone in your field. When you rise, you lift others. When you fall into old patterns, you dim the light. This isn't just personal. It's participation in a species-wide remembering. Your identity was never fixed. Your infinite potential temporarily expressing through one pattern built from repetition, not destiny. And that pattern changes the moment you realize it's a choice. But your brain resists. It equates familiarity with safety, so when you live differently, it floods you with doubt trying to pull you back. That's not failure. That's biology. Your comeback requires you to choose the new path again and again until your nervous system learns it's safe to expand. Healing isn't about fixing what's broken. You were never broken, just fragmented. Parts of you went silent to survive. Now healing means inviting them home. Not to erase them, but to integrate them. It's safe now. We move as one. Without this reunion, no new timeline can hold. You can't broadcast coherence from a divided self. Yes, this asks you to sit with pain you've avoided. To dissolve old structures before the new has formed. That liminal space, the dark between mountains, is where transformation crystallizes. And on the other side, a self so aligned that thought, Emotion and action flow as one. A frequency so clear, reality has no choice but to reflect it. If someone you know is feeling this pull, share this, not just as content, but as an energetic ripple. Because this isn't random, it's confirmation. Your comeback timeline isn't coming. It's already here. That restlessness, that mix of fear and knowing, that's not the prelude. It's the convergence happening now. You're not waiting. You're living it. And if this resonates, subscribe not just to the channel, but to this frequency, to this movement of people choosing their comeback together. Because the more of us who anchor this truth, the faster the world reflects it. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect clarity. Your future self is already signaling, and they won't wait forever. Your moment is now, not when conditions are ideal now. Because those who shift timelines don't wait for certainty. They create it by trusting what they've always known. Before you go, drop one word in the comments. The energy you're claiming, the frequency you're stepping into. Let it be your declaration to the quantum field. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe. Stay aligned. Stay coherent, because the great reversal isn't coming. It's already here, and you've already won. You just needed to remember you chose this timeline all along. Now, your nervous system holds the gate. Most try to manifest from chaos. The next step reveals why regulation isn't optional. It's the foundation your comeback needs to fully